Trent Alexander-Arnold and Andrew Robertson. There were some really nice pictures after the match with them together, and they've been a staple of the side for so many years, and they were world class together. But is there now a real chance that these are the last images of them, A, in the first team together, and B, at the club? Because obviously Trent Alexander-Arnold has been linked with that move to Real Madrid. And if Trent is expected to leave, then is now the time to confirm it, maybe as soon as possible, more towards the end of the season, perhaps?
Yeah, it's an interesting one now, isn't it? Because they have been stalwarts of those great sides that have won every trophy and also challenged for numerous Premier. They deserved almost more Premier League titles than they've got, maybe more Champions Leagues as well. When you consider the finals they've been in, and they've been such a big part of that Jurgen Klopp team, and now into Arne Slot as well. And looks like that partnership is going to get broken up this summer. The thing is with Trent, and I said this earlier this week, really is until he signs that Real Madrid contract, which he's kind of verbally agreed, then maybe there's a chance. But it would be a huge U-turn from here. It would be a massive shock if he were to do that. But like I say, you can never say never until it's absolutely signed. So we'll kind of see what happens with that. And I guess we will. I guess what he's going to do if he is going to leave, and he clearly has to make that decision now, is maybe make his announcement before that final Anfield game. So we're probably not too far away from finding out if he is going to leave. So we'll see on that and how that develops. And then with Robertson, yeah, this is going to be the summer where he gets kind of pushed to the fringes a little bit more. I mean, he's an unbelievable professional, and for all the talk that we kind of say about, he does need to be brought out the team. There's a need to kind of upgrade at left back, and that is definitely what Liverpool are planning to do. And he has had some poor performances this season, Robertson, but he has still been part of a team that, they could end up on 94 points here and win the Premier League. How bad can he have been really in that left back role? So we're still talking about someone who, okay, he's not the peak level where you just couldn't beat him and every cross is pinpoint, but he's still a top-class left-back who would improve many, many sides in the Premier League. So Liverpool are lucky to have him. And if he does get relegated to a role where he's slightly more of a backup next season, what a backup that is to have in terms of his experience and still his quality of performance as well. So, and I still think, for fullbacks, there's still a lot of games in the season where you'll get as well. So, this isn't kind of the end for Andy Robertson, but it's clearly not going to be as involved, I think, for next season. That's the plan for Liverpool. And I think the thing you can say about those two as a fullback partnership is they've just been world-class down the years, so consistent for such a long, long time. And Liverpool have been very fortunate to have them.
I feel bad almost talking about transfers, but in terms of potential left-backs to come in to either take Robertson out of the team or potentially compete for a starting spot with him, the name that's been going around on social media has always been Bournemouth's Milos Kerkez. But should we take that as a granted that that's the left back that Liverpool have settled on, or perhaps should we look elsewhere in the Premier League and maybe in Europe?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's nailed on to be Kerkez yet. I know there's a lot of talk about it, and he is, without doubt, he's a target in the sense that Liverpool have watched him closely. They definitely like him as a player. Fits the age profile. He's been playing for a club at Bournemouth that they've done well in the defensive aspect this year. They're a very balanced side. They're very good going forward as well. And he can offer both sides of that. Maybe you need a little bit more from him on the attacking side, but he is still very young, and so that can come. But for all that is true, I think people are getting a little bit carried away on the idea that it's definitely going to be him. There are other clubs in contention for him, and I also think Liverpool, there are other left backs they like as well. I know that they've watched Gutierrez a few times this season at Girona. Obviously, I think Ryan Aït-Nouri has been on the radar for a little while at Wolves. They've watched him for a long time. And again, he's still only 23. Unbelievable amount of Premier League experience, brilliant quality. So these are players that could come into the mix still, all depending on price point, availability, when you can get the deals done, what they think is a better fit for them. So I wouldn't say by any means that Kerkez is nailed on. We could be sitting here in 2 or 3 months' time and he could be Liverpool's new left back. That absolutely could happen. I wouldn't not rule that out. But I don't think it's as a kind of open and shut case just yet. I think there's decisions to be made there, and I really wouldn't be shocked if it was someone else as well.